back, relax, and maybe get yourself a snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hi guys! So I'm here today to do a book haul. I was sent quite a few books from publishers in the last few weeks of January and the first few of February, so I thought I would do a haul of all of the things that I've been accumulating and show you what they are, because some of them are super exciting. So let's get started. The first two books I have to show you I actually did an unboxing for, so I won't talk much about them here. These are the two books that came in the most recent Moth box from Mercedes, so I'm really excited for both of them. I think they both sound fascinating this month, particularly this one is beautiful sounding. And if you want to know more about what each of them are about, then go and check out the Mothbox unboxing video. Next up, I was sent this one out of the blue, and it's by Jen Williams. It's called The Ninth Reign. It's the first one in a new series by her, and I've read The Copper Promise by her, which I enjoyed, but I didn't feel completely enamoured with. I liked elements of it, and I thought maybe it could have been stronger. So I'm excited to see that she's doing a new series, and I hope that maybe she's developed as a writer to the point where she could be really, really great now. I believe this is a kind of sword and sorcery crossed with epic fantasy. It's about a world where wolves are stalking people, and we're following a man called Tomalin the Oathless, and he gets approached by an explorer and asked if he wants to go with him, and because the wolves are stalking his village, his city, he decides yes, he does want to go. Along the way they meet some sort of witch character, and I guess they get into all sorts of trouble and adventures. It definitely sounds quite entertaining. I'm quite happy to have this, so this was sent to me by Headline, so thank you to them. The next one I have is also the start of a new series. This is Brian McClellan's new series, and it's called Sins of Empire. It's the first one in the Gods of Blood and Powder series, so I'm guessing it does have something to do with his Powder Mage series. Maybe it's set in the same world. As far as I know, it follows a nation that is war-strewn, and at the moment that we come into the story, there is a young spy who somehow is going to influence the way that this nation's fortune plays out. I liked the first one well enough in the Powder Mage, but I never continued on with the series, I don't think. Maybe I read the second, I can't remember, but I just thought it was an okay series. I didn't think it was great. So again, this is an author who I think had a lot of potential in their first series but didn't quite get there. Maybe in their second series they will. So I'm going to give it a try, and I'm definitely happy to have it. The next one I have is one I bought for myself. This is Native Speaker by Chang Ray Lee. I picked this one up a few weeks ago, and I ordered it on Amazon, and it took a few weeks to get here because I think it came from the US. It says it's a story about a detective, but it's also the story of immigration and love and loyalty and the languages that define us. I was recommended this by quite a few people on Twitter when I asked for stories about immigration, so I'm hoping I'll really like it when I get to it, and that it will give me some sort of deeper understanding into what immigration is like. The next one I have is one that I requested. This is Flame in the Mist by Renee Adu, maybe? I requested this one because I saw the beautiful cover and it was amazing, and then I read the blurb and that sounded really good too, and it just sounds very much like something I would enjoy, so I requested this from Hodder and they very kindly sent it to me. As far as I know, it's about a young girl called Hattori who has been raised to marry the son of the Emperor's favourite concubine, and she is en route to go and marry this guy, and their carriage gets attacked by a clan called, I think, the Bear Clan? The Black Clan, and whilst that happens, stuff goes completely wrong and her life takes a different turn, and then it says she can either wait to be rescued or face her enemies, ... So I definitely think this has an Eastern inspired feel to it, and I'm really looking forward to giving this a try. I don't know if it's YA or adult, but I'm definitely intrigued and I'm looking forward to giving it a go. The next one is one I was sent by the author, and this is The Dragon's Blade Veiled Intentions by Michael R. Miller. I actually read the first one in this series quite a while ago now. It's called The Dragon's Blade, and I really enjoyed that one, so I'm definitely looking forward to going back into the series with the second one. It follows a world where we have all sorts of magical creatures, but particularly we follow the dragons, and in this world dragons have reverted to human form for various reasons, and we follow one particular dragon who is kind of the leader through a new life cycle where he's trying to relearn things and unlearn things and come up with new approaches to tackling their problem. I won't go into too much, but I'll link my review if you want to watch that for the first book, and this is the continuation of the story, so I'm very excited to dive back into this. The next two I have were both sent to me by Unsung Stories, and they are again beautiful. The first one is Metronome. It's by Oliver Langmead, and look at that. Ah, it's just so pretty, like so pretty. The cover design is by Cox Design, and the illustration is by Alex Andreyev. Really, really beautiful. As far as I understand it, this is a story about sleep and nightmares and sleepwalkers who go rogue, and we have a musician who is quite old and he's in a care home, and people around him think he's going crazy, but actually he's mapping out the dream world because there's music involved. It sounds a little bit meta, but pretty cool, so I'm definitely intrigued and looking forward to it. And they kind of do a weird blend of speculative and literary fiction at Unsung Stories, so it's always very interesting when I dive into one of their books to see what's going to happen, really. So I'm really looking forward to this one. And then the other one that they sent me is Pseudotooth by Verity Holloway, and this one I believe is about a young woman who is having seizures, and she discovers some historical documents to do with the Tudors, and she gets sent away to a Suffolk home to kind of recuperate in the countryside. Lots of people think she's going mad. She can't really tell if she's sort of on the verge of dreams and seizures and hallucinations. She can't really tell what's real and what's not, so it blurs the lines between reality and the dream world. It definitely sounds very intriguing and again quite literary, so I'm looking forward to giving it a go. And again, look at that cover, it's just so gorgeous. Next up, I have two books that I bought for myself when I went to an event at Daunt Books, which I had never been to before, and it was a beautiful bookshop. Really, really cool arrangement of the books, because normally when you go into a bookshop you see that they have categories of the adult fiction, and that's in alphabetical order, and then you have the children's fiction and the YA fiction, and then within each of those sections you have sometimes got groupings like history or biography or fantasy or sci-fi and all of that sort of stuff. In this bookshop you didn't have that at all. It was actually arranged by country, so it had a mixture of non-fiction and fiction both together, and they would be arranged by the country that they were based in. So I just thought it was really, really cool the way that they set out their bookshop, and then it was also a very beautiful bookshop. Whilst I was there, I really wanted to pick up some books because I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to get back there because it's in a different part of London to where I normally go. It's a bit out the way. So I picked up these two whilst I was there. The first one is They Can't Kill Us All, which is by Wesley Lowry, and this is the story of the Black Lives Matter movement. I actually heard about this on Mercedes' channel fairly recently, and she was saying that this is a reporter who has done a lot of investigating into the Black Lives Matter movement, and this is a short book all about sort of the origins of the movement and what happened leading up to it, and then also all of the things that have gone on since. It's a new release, I believe. I think it came out this year. Yeah, it came out in 2017, so it's a new release, very current, very, very relevant to today's event. So I'm really, really looking forward to getting stuck into this, and I can't wait to do that. And then the next one I picked up kind of on a slight whim because I really love the idea of ancient history. I know some about Roman history and Greek history, but I don't know anything about ancient Egypt really. So I really wanted to pick up a book about it, and this was the best one I could find in the shop. It's a Penguin one, A History of Ancient Egypt from the First Farmers to the Great Pyramid by John Romer, and I believe there are 2 volumes. This is the first one. So I'm really hopeful that I like this. I've seen good reviews since buying it, which is great, and I read the first few pages and it seemed like quite an easy writing style to get into, even though it's non-fiction. So hopefully I'll get a chance to read this at some point, because I do love learning about ancient cultures and I would love to know more about Egypt in particular. Tor.com, they are a novella publisher, so they publish lots of novellas in both paperback and ebook, and I requested Down Among the Sticks and Bones by Seanan Maguire, which is the second one in the Wayward Children's series of novellas, the first one being Every Heart a Doorway, which made it onto the shortlist for the BookTube SFF Awards this year, so it's definitely a great series. Loads of you guys must have voted for it to get on there. And I loved this. I've already read it. I will be doing a review of it, but it was great. I really, really enjoyed it. probably slightly more than I enjoyed the first one, which is hard to beat because I love the first one. But yeah, I cannot wait to talk about this in a full review, and I will be doing that very soon. So thank you to them for sending this to me, but not only did they send me this a lovely little book, they also sent me some other goodies along with it, so I'm going to show you those too. The first things they sent were these little tiny badges, which just say tour.com and have their little rocket symbol on it in 2 different colours. They're really, really cute. And then the other thing that they sent me is this amazing, amazing poster, which has an illustration from Every Heart a Doorway on it, and it has a quote which says, "At the centre of it all, cross-legged atop a pedestal of paperbacks, sat the most beautiful boy Nancy had ever seen." And it's a quote from the first book in the series, and it's so wonderful, and I love it so much, and I might try and get this framed and put on a wall because it's just beautiful. If you saw me do an unboxing recently, then you may have seen these 2 books, so I won't talk too much about them here. These are the books that were in the March Book Buddy box unboxing. So the first one is called Terror. It is by Mitch Benn, and the second one is the second one in the series, and it's called Terror's World by Mitch Benn. I'd never heard of these before I unboxed them, but I'm really excited to give them a try because they are published by Gallants, who are one of my favourite publishers. They have been likened by Neil Gaiman to Terry Pratchett, Roald Dahl and Douglas Adams, all of whom I very much enjoyed, and it sounds like it's a fun science fiction series, so I'm definitely intrigued. And then the 4 other books that I recently got sent were all sent to me very kindly by Tor.com Publishing. Once I'd read this and I said I'd loved it and I just wanted to read more, they were very kind and they asked me what I wanted, and I put in some requests and they sent me these 4 more novellas, which I'm so excited about. The first one I requested is Binti Home, which is by Nnedi Okorafor. This one I've heard really good things about from the people who've read it. A lot of them really enjoyed Binti and said that this was better. I didn't love Binti. I thought it was really interesting. I just wanted more from it. I felt like it would have really benefited from being a novel. So when it was announced that it was a series, I was a lot more intrigued by the rest of the series, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's about a young girl called Binti who enrolls in a university called the Umzar University. When she's on her journey to the university, she's leaving behind everyone she knows and loves. Some things go wrong, let's put it like that. I don't want to give too much away, but it's definitely an eventful story. I just wanted a bit more development, so I'm hopeful that maybe in this one we'll see a bit of that. The next one I requested is this one, The Lost Child of Lichford, which is by Paul Cornell, and I really enjoyed the first one in this series. I didn't realise it was going to be a series at all, and it's about a kind of town called Lichfield where they're debating whether or not to build a supermarket, but there's a big protest between the residents who want it to come and the people who don't. Alongside that, we also have a story of 3 different women who all know each other for various different reasons and because they've all lived in Lichford, and then we also have this kind of weird magical realism stuff going on in the background with potentially like fairies and things. There's a lot going on, a lot packed into the first one, and I really enjoyed it. I was pleasantly surprised when I picked it up, so I'm really happy to have the second one and hopefully continue the story and hopefully really enjoy it. Again, it looks beautiful and I'm definitely excited to add this to my collection and hopefully love it. The next one I requested I'm super excited about because it's written by an author who I really have been enjoying recently, and that is Bradley Beaulieu. It's also written by Rob Ziegler, who I don't think I've read anything by before, but I'm definitely intrigued, and it's called The Blinding Light. I believe this is a science fiction. It's about this kind of, sounds like a disease or something that's called the light and has been infecting the city, and it hits the streets like an epidemic, leaving the users strung out and disconnected from the mind network that humanity relies on. I have to say, anything that sort of has a mind network or a sort of science fiction futuristic thing, that it just sounds really, really cool to me, so I'm really excited about that. And the final one that I have, and the one that I'm super excited about, is Brothers Ruin by Emma Newman, which I'm just so excited about this. Brothers Ruin by Emma Newman is a steampunk series or steampunk novella. It's set in 1850, and this was actually on my most anticipated reads for the year, and it just sounds so good. It's about mages in this world are brought up by the university, and unfortunately it means that a lot of the people who have mages in the family, when they're taken away, it kind of ruins things for them. They don't have anyone to go out and work and help the family. They're kind of in catastrophe. So we have a brother and a sister who are both, I believe, mages, and the brother is taken away. When they come to the house, they take him away, but they also take her away, I think. And it's about the fact that she's a lot more powerful than he is, and they're trying to hide that, and some mysterious stuff goes on. I don't really know too much more than that, to be honest, but I am really looking forward to this, and from what I've read of Emma Newman's work in the past, I have been loving her stuff this year, so I'm definitely down for any books, any novellas that she wants to publish, and I have a feeling I will like them. So another thing I just quickly wanted to mention, seeing as this is kind of a haul, it's not really that bookish related, but some of it is, I just thought I would show you quickly my jewellery collection that is ever growing. So the first thing I have is this ring, which you may or may not be able to see. It says Khaleesi on it, and of course that relates, if you know anything about Game of Thrones, then you'll know who the Khaleesi is. I flipping love it, and I just think it's really, really beautiful. I don't want to show you because it is my middle finger, but I don't want to hold it up on its own. But I really, really like it. I just think it's really beautiful and really awesome. So I thought I would show you guys that, and I'll link the Etsy store down below if you want to go and check it out. I also have a favourite Etsy store, and my favourite Etsy store is the one who does this. It's recently changed its name. It used to be Baku Forest Studios. I think it's now The Birch Studios, so I'll put a link to her new shop name, and I just love it. But she does necklaces mostly. This is one of her new ones. It's an axolotl, and I just think it's awesome. It's so cute. Look at its little smile, guys. It's so cute. So I'm wearing that one. But then I did pick up a few more of her designs. I got quite a few. The first one that I picked up recently is this one, this beautiful little whale who is just gorgeous. You can see it's like a mirror on the edges, and it's kind of a gold tint to the mirror, and then up close it's like this absolutely beautiful sort of stippling design. Just really lovely colour blending, and it's really easy to wear, really lovely, lightweight, but so gorgeous. So I've been picking up a few more of her designs recently, and I just think they're fantastic. So again, I'll link her shop down below, but I got this one very recently. The other one I picked up very recently is this one, which is an octopus. It's so cool. I love it. Again, it's beautiful when you get up close to it. The details are absolutely stunning, and I just think it's a really cool, I wouldn't say it's necessarily book related, but I think it kind of is fantasy related because it's a pink, crazy looking octopus, and I think it just reminds me of things like H.P. Lovecraft. From the illustrations on the covers I've seen, it kind of reminds me of that, and like krakens and things, and it just seems really cool. So even though they're not necessarily fantastical, they're kind of fantastical, so I thought I'd show you. I already had 3 of her designs, so I'll show you them quickly. The first one I had is this little goldfish. It's super cute. Got this for Christmas from my dad. Loved it. The very first one I actually bought for myself, and that is this one. I got this when I went to Nine Worlds, and it's a little tiny manatee, and he is adorable. Look at his little smile. Isn't he so cute? So I love this one to pieces, and it's the first one I got from her, and I just think is absolutely darling, like so beautiful. The other one that my dad got me for Christmas is this one. It is a walrus. He is adorable again, really silly looking, I think. He's just kind of charming and pudgy and really cute, so I love him. So again, I'll link all her stuff down below, and then I have a few other bookish things that I also got from Nine Worlds, also from an Etsy seller, so I thought I'd show you them too, because I get a lot of comments on my videos every time I wear these necklaces. You guys seem to love them. So the first one I have is this one. It is a little dinosaur necklace. As you can see, he's on a sort of glittery, sparkly world background. It's really, really cool, and I got this one from a different Etsy seller. I got this from the Richardson&Richardson, I think it's called, so I'll put a link to them below. And these are like laser cut and glued together. I think these ones are also laser cut now, and I just think they're really, really cute and lovely and kind of crazy and awesome and sparkly, and what more could you want? Dinosaur necklaces, guys, come on now. And from the same Etsy shop I also got this one, which is a tiny little doe, and it says always. If you've read Harry Potter, which I'm assuming most of you have, you'll probably know what this relates to, but if you haven't, then maybe you should read it and you'll find out. This is a Harry Potter inspired necklace, and I love getting this one and wearing it because sometimes I go out and I meet people and they just don't think anything of it, and sometimes I meet people and they just instantly get what it connects to, and I can have a conversation with a person all about it and how much I love Harry Potter, and it's just so good. So I'm very happy with this and I love it. I did recently get my friend a necklace from their website as well, from their Etsy shop, which is a snitch, and it's beautiful, so I now really want that one too, but I'm gonna be broke if I keep buying all these things. So that is just a kind of overview of a lot of the jewellery that I wear in a lot of my videos, because I think a lot of you have been asking me where I get them. If you guys know any others that do similar things or things you think I would like, I kind of like sort of poppy fun necklaces and jewellery, then do let me know. I'd love to know your favourite Etsy shops. If they do prints, if they do necklaces, jewellery, let me know, because I'm always up for looking for bookish or fantastical things and animals and creatures and yeah, everything weird and wacky, so do let me know down below. That is everything in this amazing book haul. If you have any of these books and you're looking forward to reading them, do let me know that as well. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in my next video very soon. Bye!
Thank you for watching my video today. Go pick up a book, then come back and chat with